there's a lamp in the way. Fine. Camera bags. Either you have one or you don't have one. Anyway, regardless, Billingham make camera bags, and in the early days they used to make them for fishing bags. I'm assuming it was to put your fishing tools in, not to put actual fish. Eventually their consumer base thought they were pretty good for putting cameras in, and here we are today with the newest addition to the Hadley series, the Hadley. I know what you're thinking, it just kind of looks like every other Hadley you've seen, but it's not every other Hadley you've seen. This is a Hadley One, their newest one. But there are actually a lot of changes. Oh fuck.
For those of you who don't know, Billingham have been making bags since 1973, with the Hadley series being one of their more popular line of bags. Some might argue that Billingham have become the better looking camera bags around town. Well, certainly Mr. Richard Hammond might agree. Their current Hadley line consists of Hadley Digital, Hadley Small, Hadley Pro, Hadley Large Pro, and now the Hadley One. Phew, okay, now. The Hadley One only comes in Fibonite material with 3 colour variations: khaki chocolate, yum, sage and chocolate, yum yum, and 100% cocoa. In terms of size, the Hadley One sits right between the Hadley Pro and the Hadley Large Pro and has a capacity of 8.75 litres. Okay, well, to put that into more perspective, the Hadley One can fit a whole Xbox One, whereas the Hadley Pro, well, it can't fit an Xbox One, but it can fit a PS4. Seriously. So what are some of the changes between the Hadley One and the Hadley Pro?
Beforehand there's a little clip on each side which you can buckle it on, but you know, it's good to put your pens or something else, but they've stitched it now, so that's one thing that's changed. On the inside as well, there's a few more buckles and clips that you can use to basically utilize the half insert. The half insert is pretty much enough to fit most cameras. In fact, you can fit a 5D Mark II, this is, right? It fits all the way in, no problem, and still plenty of space to add more things into it. And so basically you have one side that's padded just for your camera gear, and then the other half you can just store personal items. Another thing which they've added in is actually a laptop sleeve. Now before in the Hadley Pro, you'd have the insert in, and then there would be this space between the insert and the back of the bag, and people would actually use that a lot for laptops. Something that I think Billingham didn't really intend for them to be used for, but that's how people used it. And they caught onto this and thought, actually, hang on, let's make a very intentional, dedicated laptop sleeve. So what you essentially have is an intentional laptop sleeve with padding on the front and back without needing to use the insert. Now with the laptop sleeve, I personally quite like the addition. I think it makes sense now that if you don't have any inserts, you still want that front and back padding. I mean, I would sometimes like the extra space, so I think the ability to take out maybe a laptop sleeve in would be nice, but I understand why they've kept it sewed in. Now for the rest of the bag, you might have noticed that you can actually take off the strap via the buckle on both sides as well. To me, that's pretty cool. I actually quite like this. They've added this extra leather padding at the bottom. I'm happy with it or without it. If you have the ability to completely take off the straps and you're holding this for a longer period of time, and it might make it more comfortable for you, basically. And now the back is where the fun really begins. It's something that I wish I had in a Hadley line for a while. I used my Hadley Pro to go traveling around in quite a few places, and every time I kind of wish that there was this luggage strap to put on. Because quite often I use the bag strap to kind of tie around, and most of the time it doesn't work. So this is really a godsend. Something else that is actually quite discreet, you might not notice, this top leather flap. Before it was just all Fibonite material, same as the bag, but now they've changed it to be leather.
Now for me personally, the extra leather padding doesn't really affect me that much, but I definitely felt an added sense of security as it's also a bit tougher material and actually completely covers the zipper. One other thing they changed to the zipper itself is that it's fully rainproof now, which makes a lot of sense because it is a rear document pocket. To me it seems like a nice touch. All in all, I think Billingham have added some decent functional improvements, which I think would excite Billingham enthusiasts as well as the average user looking for a secure bag to store everyday goods as well as camera goods.
But let's be honest, it's not like this is the only camera bag available in the market. For example, there are loads of different bag manufacturers making bags that don't look like conventional camera bags, that have a little bit more aesthetics to them aside from just functionality. One example is that photography show where I got to see loads of bag manufacturers making lots of exciting new products as well that
meet the needs between form and functionality. But there is something quite unique about Billingham, which sets it apart from a lot of other bags out there. And don't just take my word for it. I'm going to go have a chat with a good old friend of mine and a friend of yours, I guess. But before we go forward, I need to change how mine looks, because he also has the exact same bag in the exact same color.
Oh,
We both got Hadley Ones and we both got Hadley Pros.
no, we don't.
Well, okay,
own
it's
it.
not ours.
We
Yeah,
have
that's
to
true. It's just,
return it.
this is like your traditional camera bag, right? And actually we saw a lot of camera bags at photography show. It wasn't just this, there was like loads. More recently, a lot of them are trying to adapt to a new look, kind of.
Stylish.
Yeah. So why is it that you stuck with Billingham all this time?
Like I like the idea immediately that you can take out the insert and it become a normal bag, or you just
Yeah.
put your, or you just use it as an everyday bag. Nobody would think this is a camera bag unless you know it's a camera bag. I mean, not just about the materials, it's about the experience as well. Because they must have gone through some period that they release some bag and then it turned out not doable. They learn from that, improve that. So it's about experience as well.
Okay, the way I see it, there are a lot of bags which are just like fully function,
Yeah.
and there are a lot of other bags which are just like form. They just look nice. But then Billingham has a really nice balance between the two. And
Form and function.
Yeah,
Of course,
exactly.
some people think that's more form than function, but it's still really functional. But then, if I am a full-time professional photographer, full-on professional photographer, I probably won't get this. I probably will get a more functional one.
yeah,
Because,
yeah.
I think that's the thing. This is like between like half camera geek, professional, half everyday. This is good. This is best for that. Hadley One is the improved version of the already really good Hadley Pro.
So essentially what Billingham have done with the new Hadley One is just kept the same line and spirit of the Hadley series, but added a few more bits and bobs in terms of functionality to give that to the end user. So for example, if you're a person that loves to travel a lot, then that luggage strap retainer is really going to help in terms of going around. When I was in Thailand, I pretty much used that all the time when I was at the airport. It saved me a lot because I packed in quite a few things into the Billingham, and sometimes it kind of weighed me down a bit, so it was nice to kind of set it off. Other things which I think is definitely the highlights apart from that luggage strap is the adjustable and removable shoulder sling as well. So this side buckle here, I think it was just literally made for the side strap, but to be honest with you, I can think of a load of other things to be strapped onto the side. In Thailand, I actually had my groceries hanging off the sling here, and the thing is extremely secure. Like, it's solid, it's not going anywhere. That thing can support a lot of weight. And it's not just that as well. I mean, if you think about it, this, as I said before, you can use to like hook your tools onto it as well. So whether you're going camping or hiking or whatever it is, you can hook some tools onto this as well. One thing I want to address before I wrap up is the insert. At first, the half insert kind of took me by surprise. I thought it was going to be the full insert. Remember, the full insert is optional and it's just pre-production at the moment. But actually, I was also very surprised at how much the half insert could hold. As I showed you before, I'd managed to tuck a 5D in, but when I was actually traveling around, I tested it out properly, and this is literally like what I had in this at all times, and I'm not even including the shotgun mic I had as well. So I had a Rode shotgun mic on top of this, and this is going to be like me pulling rabbit out of the hat. So I had the 11-16 Tokina lens, the Manfrotto Pixie Pro thing, had enough room for a nifty 50, Canon 100D, and an A6000. But that is a lot. That's 2 camera bodies, 3 lenses including this one, a shotgun mic, and a mini tripod. That to me is a heck of a lot of stuff to be fitting into what looks like quite small. Now to conclude formally, I don't think it's fair to say, oh, this is better than all the other bags on the market, because it really actually just all depends on how you would like to use your bags and how you want to use specifically this Billingham. But what I will say is that this looks to me the new kind of era of Hadleys. I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot more of these features added to their current Hadley series if they want to revamp some of their already very good Hadley bags. But then again, that's not for me to say. I don't know the stuff behind the curtains, but that's basically just my guesses. So one thing I think that all new users to Billingham or Hadley series should take into account is that if you're looking to purchase one of these, you need to set aside a bit of a budget. But trust me when I say this, you're buying quality goods. They're literally built to last, and for sure they will last you for a very long time. But so far I'm pretty happy with the added features they put on it, especially that luggage strap and the removable sling. Those two items for me are kind of the highlights of this bag. I kind of can't wait to see what they will do next with any other Billingham bags. We'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much it from this video. Again guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll be coming up with a few more of my thoughts / reviews of different products here and there. So stay tuned for that. And again, cheers.